All right, hello and welcome everybody back to the stream. I'm your CFI. Hope you guys are all doing well today, and I really appreciate you guys all stopping in. We'll be taking this 727 freighter, which is operated by a Flightcraft under the Purolator livery here, from Kelowna, some kind of rain Kelowna, over to Portland. I'm having a bit of a bug right now where I don't see a lot of VATSIM airplanes. I'm seeing the one to the left of me, which is, I believe, my good buddy Lonnie, Flight Sim Gaming, who will be flying along with us, and we'll be in a call with him shortly here, and also with Simple Takeoff. So I don't know if that one's Simple Takeoff or Flight Sim Gaming. Simple Takeoff is also streaming, though, so be sure to go check out him. I think he's doing it in the 319. So anyways, if you guys would like to purchase this airplane, I should mention that Flight Sim Studios actually gave me this airplane to check out. So if you'd like to purchase this, you can use the Contrail link down below to save some money on it. Also on the Kelowna Senior, if you want to buy it on Contrail, you can save 10%, and also the Portland as well. So thanks for all stopping by. We're going to be completely cold and dark. We're using the INS system, so it's going to be a very old school. This airplane does, however, come with a GPS Garmin 530 edition. You can do it with that if you don't like the old style, and you can also even use a FMS, an older style FMS, which is actually really cool. You can basically make it a old slash modern-ish airliner. You can do SIDS and stars, GPS stuff with it. Even has advisory VNAV, so it's pretty good. We got two streams running today, so we got the vertical and the horizontal stream. If you guys don't mind going and press like on both of those. In the horizontal stream, we got Charlotte Flights. Hey, welcome. Shaq is here as well. I'm flying with the Starship. Oh, awesome. Are you flying with us, or are you flying just in general? Reed says, what's up? Hey, welcome, Reed Aviation. Charlotte donated already $5. I really appreciate that, my friend. You guys don't have to donate here. This is just all for chill, but I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Let me know if you end up buying that computer as well that you're looking at getting. Oh, why is my... Sorry about that. I've been blocking the screen this whole time. Turn that off. There we go. There's the airplane. Anyways, there's a big reveal. There's the airplane there. So this is the Flight Sim Studios 727 freighter, and it's a beautiful looking airplane. It's very old. It has a flight engineer station, but it also comes with AI. We're not going to use any of the AI. I'm going to do everything manually as much as I can. Built-in checklists and all sorts of stuff. So take a quick look around. From the front, it's basically a 737, as you can see here on the nose, and then it kind of changes when you get near the rear. So it's also a T-tail, so we're sticking with a theme of the channel of T-tails, as in CRJs and MD-80s and all that kind of stuff. And it's a tri-jet, so it has 3 jet engines, turbojet, which is pretty cool. And it's just a beautiful looking airplane. I don't think these fly anymore, mainly in North America, but there is some around still, I think, in the South America regions and that kind of thing. So we're going to hop on in here. And we're also going to go on the Discord call. I'm with Simple Takeoff and Flight Sim Gaming, who's flying along with me, some fellow streamers as well. So be sure to go check out their channels, and Simple Takeoff is streaming this currently with me. Hey guys, if you guys are still there. Oh, I think they all muted. That's fine.
Hey, can you hear me?
Oh, gotcha there.
So guys, that's your CFI, and I was just telling chat that I think you have that issue where you can't see the other aircraft, so I'm not sure if you're flying on VATSIM or not.
Yeah, I'm on VATSIM. I see an Embraer next to me, but that's all I see. I don't know if there's somebody else somewhere else, but anyways.
I see Flight Sim Gaming, but I don't know, maybe it's my model matching that's not showing you correctly.
Are you in 24 or 2020?
I'm in 2020, does it matter?
Huh, no, I was wondering if maybe if one of you guys in 24 and one's in 2020, I only see 2020 airplanes, but I just see one airplane. But anyways, I'll go mute. I'll do my whole startup thing because this will take a while, this airplane, and then okay. I'll come back.
Roger.
So that we're flying alongside with them as well. We don't have anyone in the vertical stream just yet, but I appreciate you guys all stopping in and watching. Hunter says, hello, hey, welcome. Shaq says, with your model is showing an Embraer, though, sadly. Yeah, exactly. I don't know why. Hey, 5 Cents, welcome. What's going on? We're flying the 727 freighter, which is a pretty awesome airplane. And I'm tempted to get MD-82 after your stream. The MD-80 is awesome. I'm actually been to Zero Gravity 727. That's pretty cool. Michael flew that plane. That's pretty sweet. Yeah, I've seen those around. Those are pretty cool. It's a little bit of an interesting experience. This is the MD-80, or this is the MD-80. This is the 727 flight deck. Again, once again by Flight Sim Studios, and we're running this with the old-fashioned INS. If we go to this little clipboard here, you can choose a Garmin 530 system. You can choose a bit more modern FMS style, and then the SIVA INS is the oldest style. We're going to be doing this one today, which is usually the most complicated to do, but we'll get into that later. So it looks intimidating, but it's all the same stuff you guys are used to, just a lot less automation. Same with all this. Looks very complicated. It's just not automated. That's all. So, you know, up here is all your pack split air conditioning, electrics, fuel, hydraulics. So it's all the same stuff. APU's back here. It's just not in the same order that you may have been used to. Oh, it's actually not really in any order for the most part. Anyways, let's go. We're connected to VATSIM. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back to the flight engineer panel. This is a 3 crew aircraft, so there'd be 3: captain, first officer, flight engineer. We're going to go ahead and throw this battery switch on. We already have ground power established, so we can go ahead and turn the ground power on. Well, that probably should have made a... Oh. There we go. That's what I meant to do. I'm already messing up. We got some horns coming online. That clicking sound you hear is just the standby instruments. So, and well, actually all the instruments in this airplane, because they're all the old-fashioned gauge style, instrument style. Next, we're gonna go over here. We're gonna test our APU fire, and you hear the bell. That works. We can release the test. We'll press reset once, reset twice, and that'll allow us to start the APU later on. And the next thing I'm basically going to do is we'll get this flight engineer panel kind of in a state where it's pretty much good to go, and then we're also going to go get our INS started to align as well. So let's go down here. We're going to check. These are our hydraulic B pumps, backup pumps, and A pumps, primary pumps. These are run by the engine, so we'll turn these guys off for now. We will turn one on, and we're just going to verify we have a PSI of 3,000. I'll make it brighter for you guys in here because this is both a learning experience, hope for you guys, and learning experience also for me. So be a bit easier when we can see. There's 3,000 PSI. We'll turn the number 2 on, and we'll just turn off the left pump. You're just supposed to keep one pump on, and that's just one way I can ensure that both pumps are working correctly. They're holding 3,000 PSI. Fuel tank wise, we're going to turn one pump on from each tank, so we'll just throw one of these on here. Alrighty. I guess I don't really need... Yeah, I do. Okay, so that's all done in there. Our air conditioning packs, if we go up here, everything's going to be... There's no air conditioning coming into the cabin, so we'll leave that for the time being. Put that external power there. And now we're going to go ahead and do a fire test on the engines. And you get the 3 bells. And you also got the fire detections back there. You should be able to cancel the warning by clicking bell cancel. And we can end the test there. Vero, you and your fancy schmancy INS, the airline doesn't have the budget for them whiz-bang gadgets. Yeah, they don't. These are the old style INS. I love these things. So we're going to go ahead and put this INS to the standby mode. We're also going to get Navigraph up and running, which I already have up in the top right, or sorry, in the vertical stream, but I'm going to get it for you guys in the horizontal stream as well. If it would like to work, that is. Come on, OBS. Navigraph. There we go. I'll make that a little smaller. Alright, so we're going, I've already had it loaded. We're going from Kelowna to Portland. Now we're doing the Kelowna 1. But what I need is going to go Kelowna. I need to get my coordinates of where I am to align this airplane. So we're going to go to taxi. And there should be some airport coordinates. That's conditions, parking areas. should be in here, but it looks like they don't actually. This is construction activities. I don't know why these charts are taking so long to load today. Parking position, see parking areas, yeah. There should be an actual taxi diagram that says coordinates on it. But it doesn't look like that's actually here. So there used to be an old way in the old Sims. You press like Alt-Z or something and bring up your own current coordinates, but I don't think that works anymore. I have the coordinates of the airport, but I don't want the airport. I need actually my my gate. So it would be nice if it was actually included in this menu, but I don't think it is. That'd be actually a little nice feature if they can throw it in here. These are just Navigraph charts, so it probably won't be in there either. It's just going to be the same charts we were already using, unfortunately. So let me just check the OFB. If it's still not there, I'll use ForeFlight on my phone, and I'll get it up from there. Because I have Kelowna coordinates, but I don't have my gate coordinates, is what I need. So go to my ForeFlight here. This is much easier if you on the more major airports, they have coordinates for each gate / parking area. But some of these smaller airports, they don't do that. Alright, so I got some coordinates here for us. So we're going to go over here to the position. And you can see we have north, west, east, and south. So we're going to do north first. And notice it's changed to waypoint 0, which we want. It's going to be north 49, 96. And this is only a 2 style coordinate, but I can use the flight plan to kind of help with that. And we'll do 4. Insert that, and it's going to be west 119 38 0. It's going to be as close as we can possibly get because I don't have the correct coordinates. So, anyways, with that, we're going to go to align. And we're going to bring this over to distance or / status. So this is going to start counting down. This isn't in time. This is more of an index, but once it's going to start counting down all the way from 9 to 0. So we'll kind of just leave that for the time being. We're going to get our setup on all of this stuff set up here. So Serge, hey, welcome. I really like the concept of the virtual stream. I just can't see anything when it shrinks the mainstream area to fit the other window. Haha. What do you mean the virtual stream? You mean the Navigraph? When is your next IRL trip? It's going to be on Tuesday. I think I'm starting to finally get better here. So Tuesday is when we're going to do it. You can pull up the status bar, and is it coordinates, I believe. Yeah, what do you know how to pull up the status bar in Flight Sim? If you know the key command for that, this is 2024, by the way. That'd be awesome if you know it. Anyways, all our doors are closed. Sorry, in the vertical? Oh, I see. Yeah. Yeah, it's only for really phone users, basically, and that's kind of it. We're on the ground power currently, and we're going to press our next page here. Actually, we're going to press pre-flight. We're going to sync our flight plan, Kelowna to Portland. We're going to press play on loading the cargo, and we're going to fast forward that. We'll press play on the fuel, and we're going to fast forward all that, so it's all done. Takeoff, we're going from YLW. Runway is going to be 34. We'll sync the weather. It'll be a flap 15 should be hopefully enough. Min takeoff runway available is 6,000 feet. The runway max takeoff weight is 187.74. So let's go back to our pre-flight. We're gonna gross is 150. We're more than fine, so that's fine for that. Performance, we're gonna set our EPR, engine pressure ratio for takeoff, and our V speeds. You'll notice when I press set V speeds, it'll all get set up on our speed tape, or our speed indicator, or our speedometer. I can't find the word. I really do wish that I could fly on VATSIM. Yeah, you will get to there about that point. Don't worry about that. So that takeoff portion has been completed. And we're gonna go back here. There's not really much else I have to do. I'm going to start inputting our waypoints. Let's get ahead and I get our clipboard. And we're going to move this over to our INS section. Alright, so we got our clipboard. This is our flight plan here. And I can't scroll it. Nope. Oh, come back. It's a little toolbar you can pull up in the Navigraph that has your... Oh, okay. Sweet. Yeah, let me know what that is. Let me see. Go back here. Go back here. Go back here. Oh, I just pressed unload. That was not smart. I'll bring that back. There we go. Kelowna 1. We'll clear that. Little toolbar, you say. Oh, there we go. Thank you. That's actually pretty good. Let me go ahead and... It's already starting to align, but let me go tell it something different here. So north, 4957, 11. It's not really in the right style, but I guess it'll be close enough. West, 119, 2247. No. Clear that. West 119 225. There we go. Insert that. Now, a little trick in this I saw from V1 stream is I can press this ready light and it fast aligns it, which is nice. Now we're going to the waypoint section. And right now we're going from waypoint 0, which is our current position, to waypoint 1. So we'll change this to waypoint 1 as we're going to change waypoint 1. We don't want to change waypoint 0 because that's our current location. Now, how do I scroll that? Okay, you know what? We're just going to use the flight plan because that's going to go away. So, not too many waypoints in this, which is pretty good. We have current waypoint, then direct to the YDC VOR, which is north 49, 229. Insert that. West 12024. Enter that. Waypoint 2 is direct Seattle, basically, is north 49000. Enter west 00. Okay, wait, no, that's not right. Clear. West 12037 4. Insert waypoint 3. The top of climb will be there to direct Helens, which is going to be north 46154. Then west 122186. Enter. Then it's the Helen 6 arrival. We're going to fly that on VOR. I'll have these extra waypoints in just as a reference though. North 46054. Insert that. And west 1222 2. A lot of 2s. Insert that. Waypoint 5 north. 45, 44, 9. Insert that. West. 1, 2, 2, 3, 5, 5. Insert that. You can be very careful with how you enter these coordinates in. And then lastly, Portland. I'll just throw in there as Portland. The actual airport itself is 45, 35, 3. Insert west. 122, 35, 8. All right, that's the entire flight plan all loaded up. We're going to go back to waypoint 1. There we go. Distance and time. It'll be wrong probably till we start, hopefully till we start moving. We'll see how that goes. There we go. Move that back on waypoint. So we're pretty much almost ready to go. So let's go back to the flight engineer station. We're going to get the APU started up. On and start. You guys might be wondering where the heck is an APU exhaust if there's 3 engines. Well, they put it in the wing, which is quite interesting, as you can see there. We get caught up with chat here. Ronnie says morning seems complicated, time consuming. Yeah, this airplane is time consuming, but it's fun time consuming in my opinion. I love a lot of buttons. I love the old style airplanes. It's really cool, this kind of stuff. Charlotte says our plane probably around. Oh, sorry. Our plane probably around, depending on how long it takes me to get it, will provide in a couple months, but not hopefully not long. On your sim, is that your plan? Sorry. Captain Canada, hey, welcome to the stream, my friend. Is this weird looking CRJ? It is, yeah. They just, you know, it's a Bombardier CRJ 1500, where they added an extra engine, and they, you know, they kind of felt like the new 900 is a little too easy, so they made it a little older, but they put auto throttle in it. Welcome to the stream, my friend. Serge says, I saw someone convert minutes to decimal by dividing the minutes by 60 to get the decimal input INS. Yeah, you can do that. I'm just not going to bother. You should do it, though. Let's make it says, dude, my heart hurts. My head hurts. Yeah, it's like Morse code, man. Yeah, I have to figure out how to scroll that flight plan so I can show you guys what I'm typing in. Serge says, it's not too bad. That would airplane. If you don't overthink it, I did a few flights with it and actually not too bad. I start with the FMS, then that's what I did. Yeah, I start with the FMS. I'm kind of used to the INS navigation a little bit because of the Concorde. The Concorde is my main airplane that I used. I don't know why they're hooking up the. I don't know why they're hooking up the. I'll get an ask for that, but anyways. Hey Zach, welcome. It was autocorrect. Yeah, no worries, my friend. Kind of got what you meant there. Let me go to the vertical stream because I'll forget to check that every time too. I got 15 of you guys in the vertical stream. I appreciate you guys if you can hit the like and subscribe, and then comment if you're in here as well. Also, Simple Takeoff is also streaming this with me, and I'm in the Discord with them, and Flight Sim Gaming as well. So go be sure to check out those guys. And if you go, I mean, I'm gonna say go check out Captain Canada, but you guys already know Captain Canada, so you know you can go check him out if you don't know who he is. We're gonna get a little bit of these lights on just to kind of get it a little bit nicer in here. Actually, I don't want that. Leave that all that off. Don't need any dome. We're gonna throw on though. We should have had the navigation light on. I think it already is. Did all the lights turn on? All the lights randomly turned on. Let's turn all this off. There we go. We'll leave the navigation light on, and we're about to push, so we'll do that on shortly. Back here's our windshield heat. Leave that off for the time being. Our probe, our anti-ice is off. Our probe heat is off. We can arm the emergency lights. So we can go ahead and also turn on our no smoking. Actually, this is like a 50s airplane. We can leave that off. And our seatbelts on. And you can see if I go over here, we even get a ashtray. So if you guys don't like to fly with doing all the procedures for the back and front, you can turn this little phone on and you can have the flight engineer do the pre-flight check before start, all this kind of stuff for you. And this is also stuff he can take care of for you here. So just to make things simple for me, I'm going to turn him on to make sure he does the fuel heat for me. And the airspeed bugs, that's fine. And why not the pack temperature as well. And then in the air, I'll do it manually because I do like to learn how to do this kind of stuff too. So we'll put him back there. Let's go back to the overhead panel. The APU is now online, so we can go ahead and close the circuit breaker to make the APU power or electrical power take over from the ground power. We'll just come up here and make sure that the ground power switch auto turned itself back to off. Also going to go up here and we can just kind of control. I think he's going to do this anyways, but we're going to control our cooling doors a little bit. Turn both packs on as well, which looks like it's actually not even able to run with the APU on. And we're going to set our pressurization. So our pressurization here, we're going to be flying. I'm using a different style flight plan I'm used to here. Let me find it. I might actually go to SimBrief and let me change it back to the usual format that I'm used to. Flight Simulator says you're taxing. Cool. We'll be up there shortly. It depends on how long I get the PC. Yeah, it shouldn't take too long. Who's Captain County? Yeah, I don't know. Never heard of her. Me neither. Yeah, don't watch that guy. Classic Jetson Pod says, hey CFI, and chat, love me some tri-jet action. It's so much fun. Yeah, I'm in love with this airplane. I'm absolutely in love with this airplane. Okay, so flight level 280 is what we're going to want today. 280 has been set there. And 280 altitude equates to 2.8 on the cabin altitude. So that seems quite low. I'm going to set 3,000 and see how things go. All right, so this is your job, guys, as all pilot monitoring / flight engineer. You guys are gonna have to remind me. Once we get on the runway, I'm gonna flick this switch from ground to flight, or else we're not making it above 10 for too long. I'm gonna get the Portland landing altitude really quickly. All right, ForeFlight has failed me. I'm going to use Navigraph. And we're going to set in our landing altitude here so our pressurization system can configure itself to land or to depressurize the cabin on a nice schedule. Elevation of 23 feet, so it's basically sea level. We're just going to bring this down to 20. That'll be good for us today. Next, our engines for the starting, our electrics are going to be set to rise. We can go ahead and disconnect the ground power now. So you can go away, you can go away, you can go away. It takes a bit for them to disconnect that, so I'm not going to spam click it, which I was doing. We're going to press the magic B button, which will set our altimeter for me, because I don't want to be bothered with that. We're going to make sure we're in nav mode. Altitude pre-select. So let's talk about this departure. Could be an interesting departure, a little different than you guys are probably used to seeing, as we're going to be flying this on an NDB. So a lot of people don't really use NDBs all too much, but basically what it is it's a heading of 16, or we're taking out 34, so it's going to be a heading of 330 after we take off to the Kelowna VOR LW, and then basically we're vectored out, which we don't have anybody ATCing for us. It's inbound track 330 to the LW or LW NDB, then track outbound to 330, and then vectors expect up to 9,000. So we're going to set to 9,000 for the time being, and we're also going to get our NDB all set up for ourselves as well. We're going to uncage the standby instrument just because that's bothering me looking at that, and we'll stop that flashing because that's bothering me as well. So let's go down here. This is our NDB. So an NDB is a non-directional beacon. I'll get rid of that for you. And a non-directional beacon can be tracked to or from with an ADF, an automatic direction finder. So we're going to set our frequency here to the frequency that was on the chart, which was 257. And a good habit to get into, guys, especially for real world flying, is we're not just going to do it to one side, we're going to do it on both sides. Because if one fails, you have the other one ready to go. And the other, first officer are going to want that information anyways. So now we got it all set up there. 257, we're going to change our course to 330. If it allows me to, very nicely, gently. And might as well set our heading to 330 as well. Stop the flashing warning, push to reset. Okay. We're going to leave this up in nav, not GPS. There's probably something that I gotta... Oh, I should go to nav mode. There's probably something that I gotta flick to make sure that it goes into... Ah, right there. ADF. Please. Can I not turn those? Are we stuck on VOR, or does ADF just not work? It has to work. There's no way that doesn't work. That's like the bread and butter of this airplane. Yeah, those are set to norm. Oh, you know what? I think I know what it is. Probably turn my radios on. I don't think that'll make a difference with the switch, though. That should move no matter what. Let's see. Let's get rid of that. Let's get rid of that. Fix this for the time being. We're talking on COM 1, listening to COM 1. We'll listen to ADF 1 as well, just to see if we can get anything on that. Anything on there. So we should be starting to hear some Morse code, which we don't. So obviously we're not getting the signal. Maybe it's because of where we are and the mountainous terrain is blocking it, but we're not that far. We really should be able to get that to start hearing it here. So if anyone knows the answer to that, hello everyone. Hey D1P, welcome. You don't remind me? Awesome, thanks Charlotte. Captain, do you have to pay for ForeFlight, or does the company cover that? No, the company gives something called FD Pro, which is a Boeing, actually ForeFlight's owned by Boeing now too, but FD Pro is paid by the company. ForeFlight I just have for my old days, and I just like the weather on it, so I pay for it still. I don't tell my school that I'm still using the school discount, because I don't want to pay full price. But yeah, I use ForeFlight for weather. I can really tell what weather's going to do on ForeFlight a lot better than our apps. Our apps is a lot better for airline flying. Hydraulic on there. But I much prefer, put our fuel pumps on as well, I much prefer the weather features of ForeFlight more, in my opinion. That's just for me. AP is the source. All right, so let's get pushed back, and we're going to try to get this, we'll try to get this ADF to work here. Our galley power stays off for engine startup as well, so I'm going to pull up GSX. I'll press continue pushback. I didn't think I even started it. We're going to go nose. We're going to go nose. Well, we're not going to go nose right. We're going to go nose left. Nose right will be a bad day for us. I don't know how they're honestly going to push me nose left. This airplane's massive. But don't release the parking brake there. Alright. That's always good. So we're going to go over the overhead panel over here. ForeFlight is awesome. I don't use any other app for weather. Yeah, airline-wise, you're going to want FD Pro. That's the best one for airlines. But the ForeFlight for GA stuff is really good. Is that nose left? I don't know. We'll see what happens. I'm curious. Probably should announce where I'm going. As we got simple takeoff and flight sim gaming. I think they already left me, which is fine. I said, oh, this is going to take a while for this airplane to get, for me to get going. I think one of them is still there. Simple takeoff is still there, but I actually don't see him. I've been having this problem in 2024 where I don't see anybody, and I also have two windsocks, and I don't know why I have two windsocks. Maybe there's two seniors over on top of each other, but I haven't seen that in the actual files, so I'm not sure. But anyways, let's go turn off our air conditioning packs, just like the 737. We'll turn these guys off so we have air to start our engines with. And we're going to go ahead and start, we'll go left to right. So we'll start number 1. We'll ground that engine. And we'll look in here. And you got the N2 is starting to rise. I actually don't know the number that is required. I'm going to use my CRJ number so I don't screw up in real life. But I'm going to use 20% N2. Holding short of Gulf, waiting for you. Okay, cool. I can see you. Awesome. Yeah, I can't see you at all. We'll give way to the U and the AC. There's more than 20. We're going to add fuel. Let's open our window so you guys can hear it. We get 19.6 loaded for our frequency here, which I should have had CTEF already ready to go. Okay, number 1 is nicely started. We'll go ahead and bring that back. And we're going to start 2. Start a cutout number 1. Give you an outside sound here. I think the sounds need a little bit of work, in my opinion, of where I'm looking at the... Like, this is a bit louder. It actually should be quieter for me. This is the thrust side. This should be the more whiny side. But anyways, I love that the APU comes right out of the wing. I don't know who designed that, but that's just awesome for an APU exhaust. Hey, Captain Cat, my good buddy. Welcome, welcome. Hey, buddy, probably late night at home. How are you feeling? I'm feeling pretty good. I'm still a little sick, but I'm getting much better. I'm kind of, I think, over the hump, so I should be able to go to work on Tuesday. Thankfully, tomorrow I have another day off, so I'll take tomorrow as my last day off, and then get to go out. So VATSIM traffic says there's an airplane on my right, but I actually don't see him there. So, anyways, number 2 is all nicely started. We're going to start number 3. Number 2 is the center engine, and number 3 is the most right engine. Now, I have about an hour and 55 minutes in this airplane total, with one flight under my belt, with an FMS. So we're going to see how this goes. And we're going to add fuel in 3. Oh, I never added fuel in 2. Alright, that was my fault. I went to external view. We're going to take away fuel on 2. We're going to start 3, and then we'll go ahead and start 2 again, because I was looking at all the nice little sounds outside. So that happens when you, where am I being pushed? I know I can't exit. Let's, you're good. You're good. Don't, you're good. Yep. Abort. Fucking GSX. Alright, let's go ahead and start number 3, or number 2, once this is all nicely stabilized, which it is, and we have the starter cut out. Close. There we go. Turn in 2. Rare night at home, that is. Yeah, you don't get too many of those, do you? You got 9 of you guys in the vertical stream, 21 of you guys in the horizontal stream. I really appreciate you guys stopping in and watching me fly this thing. If you don't like these old style airplanes, I highly recommend getting into them if you can. They are absolutely so rewarding and amazing to fly. I love them. I'm going to set our speed to 210 for the time. Actually, we'll set it right to the flapper track just for the time being. I added fuel this time. Yes, I did. I can't really see it, but they're all here. What did I click? I clicked something when I moved something there. Oh, well. And once we're taken off and kind of in cruise, I'll go back to the Discord where Flight Sim Gaming is chilling, and a simple takeoff is there as well. Go ahead and close that cover. And let's go over here and get our 2 hydraulic pumps turned on, our primary pumps turned on. We're going to go ahead and also get these back to in, and get our generators online to be set to the engine. Now the engines are operating the generators. Oh, missed that fuel tank. This is where checklists are used. I haven't used a checklist, but if you ever want them, they're right here. I'm just going by memory and said real life 100% use them. We'll go ahead and stop the APU. Pretty loud, that little APU. And the packs. So we'll turn the packs back on. There we go. So that's doing all that. What else? Electrics, packs. I didn't do any of the tests either. I should have. I just didn't. But that's all that. That part's all done. Let's go here and get our... let's get our windshield heat on. Don't know why these red lights are on either. I thought I turned all those off. Okay, I'll have to figure that one out after. Windshield heat is all on. Let's get our 2 probes heats on. And the beacon should have been turned on already, but it wasn't. I'll throw a tax light on as well. And we're basically good to go. Look back on these guys, look back on those guys. Oh, and our anti-skid should be armed there as well. We also have auto brakes in this airplane, which I did not know. They're right here. I'll put those to RTO, and we're basically ready to taxi now. Shaq says if you don't like old style airplanes, it's usually because you have never flown them, don't know how. That's usually a thing too. JBS says remember to switch from ground flight. Yeah, thanks for that. We'll do that shortly here. We're gonna get our flap set. It's a flap 15 set takeoff, so we'll just... oh, that's my spoiler. We're on angle. Bring this guy down to 15. And we have our indicator here. And that should go green, I imagine. Set our elevator servos to A and B. Now we got Green, flap 15 has all been set up. Still nothing on the ADF, and I can't turn this. I don't know why I can't turn these. If someone can look up if the ADF works, I imagine it would. But I can't move that. Let me try setting GPS. That shouldn't matter, but you know, go back to nav. So we should have a we shouldn't have a distance, but you should at least have a course, and I should at least be able to change my RMI there. But it's not allowing me to. Oh, maybe this is this shouldn't be it. Yeah, no, that's not it. 257 is the right one. Via the SID at least. 257 Kelowna NDB. 257, 257. They're both set to the active. What if I do override? Still can't click that guy over to the left. So basically I'm gonna take off and turn 330 and not know where that beacon is at all. But yeah. Don't do that in real life, but I'm gonna have to kind of do it here. Yeah, in real life relay avionics are obviously nice to have, obviously.
3,200 climbing, 9,000 units, Princeton 6 departure for the south, last call, Kelowna.
Kelowna traffic, it's flight craft 586, taxi runway 34 via Charlie. Actually, wait a minute. I'm not going to do that because Charlie is the runway. Let's check. I can't see any airplanes in my VATSIM currently with 2024 as it's broken. So I'm going to actually taxi via Delta. And correction, Kelowna traffic, flight craft 586, taxiing 34 via Delta. So we're going to do one massive turn, which will be very hard to do in this airplane.
Traffic, FedEx 540, taxi line.
I don't see Lonnie at all. Lonnie, Flight Sim Gaming, is also here. I don't see him at all. I don't even see him on my... I don't even see him on... I'm gonna go on the grass here. I don't even see him on, what's it called? My Navigraph. He's not there at all. Don't know why it does that in 2024, but it does for me. So I'll have to find out why it does that. So for takeoff, I'm going to set this guy to heading mode. And this is flight directors, by the way. I'm going to set this up to about 15 degrees nose up. So we have some sort of a reference. That's as much as I can go, is about 12 or so. But we have some sort of a reference. The autopilot down here, once we're in the air, we'll go autopilot engaged, heading select. It would have been nav loc, but we can't use that because the ADF doesn't seem to work. So let me go ahead and lock my wheels here. Office chair wheels, that is. And we'll say we're clear takeoff. I'll just throw all these on now. Hello, traffic. It's flight craft 586 on runway 34. This patch is a bit buggy. I'm also wondering if it's set up for legacy interaction system and maybe not one where it highlights things blue, whatever it's called. Maybe. We're going to do a turnaround here. So Kelowna's flight craft 586. We're actually backtracking runway 16, and we're going to be turning around for 34 departure. So we're going to take this little turn here, and we're doing one massive 180 degree spin around, or yeah, 180. I'm getting confused now. I don't have a tiller, so I'm just using my rudder pedals. We'll go a little bit slower. And the takeoff EPR is going to be 2.2. Alright, so let's get going here. Kelowna traffic, flight craft 586 departing 34, Kelowna 1 departure. And we're looking for 2.02 on the EPR, the top gauge there. Press set.
Traffic FedEx 540.
It's checked. That's in the left aileron input for the wind there. Right up to 15 degrees or so. We'll gear up. And we got the hill on the left side, so I'm going to wait, but then we're going to turn left turn of the 330. Okay, left turn 330. Which is not much of a left turn, because we're already taking off a 3-4. This would be quite illegal because I don't have that ADF working, but I'm not sure if it's sim thing or my thing, but it's probably my fault. We're over 1,500 feet. I'm going to nose down a little bit to gain a little bit of speed, and we'll start to accelerate to retract our flaps. We'll go flap 5. Nose down a little bit more. We're going to go flaps to 0. Flap 0. And we're going to hold 200 or so knots all the way up in the climb till we're above the sector altitude, which is 8,300 feet. So I'm just pitching for speed. Bring my thrust back a little bit for a climb setting. And I'm just pitching for airspeed, so this power is set, and I'm going to add or decrease pitch to hold 200. Just so we get a nice steep climb out of these hills. Now there's no ATC, so I'm going to clear myself higher. We're going to go all the way up to 280, which is our flight level there. And once we're above 8,000 feet, I'm going to go ahead and, or 300 feet, I'm going to go ahead and get ourselves on course and throw the autopilot on.
Traffic FedEx 540.
So we're just going to get above all these hills. Alright, we're above 8,300 feet now. So I'm going to go ahead and turn the auto throttle on. I'm also going to turn the autopilot on. Oh, I didn't want it to do that. There we go. We'll set it for 250 on the speed. Make it climb a little bit more. And I'm also going to go ahead and do GPS mode. And it should have waypoint 1. Oh, clear that. 0, 1, insert. Oh, you know what, guys? I didn't put it to flight. So there's my fault again. I always forget that switch. No one reminded me. So I'll turn the autopilot off and I'll just kind of level off again. Because we went above 10 without the pressurization pressurizing. So we're going to get that horn until it starts to pressurize there for us. But the auto throttle is still on. Oh, you know what, guys? I'm sorry I have to do this, but I do actually have to pause as my girlfriend's leaving. So let me just pause this here, and I'll return to this mess that's happening. I'm sorry, guys. I'm back. She picked a bad time to have to go. But anyways, we'll restart in this mess. And did the stream die? No, my girlfriend had to leave, so I had to go walk her out in the middle of all this. But we're going to continue. I'm going to reconnect on VATSIM here. The honking you're hearing is due to the pressurization not being set, and that was my fault that I did that. And we're also going to be exceeding some speeds and all this stuff now because I got below 10,000 feet. So we'll kind of restart from where we were here. I'm kind of visual. Another problem I'm running into is my INS actually isn't INSing. So I probably did something wrong. But what I'm going to go ahead and do is we're going to slow down to 250. I think there's a horn cutout here. That didn't work. Yeah, I kind of got distracted near the runway because she was starting to leave, and I'm like, uh-oh, I know it. Okay, so now we're starting to pressurize. The honking went away, off-schedule descent went away, so that's pretty good. So, we're going to keep us going here, and we're going to continue climbing. I'm going to make a left-hand turn, and we're going to continue climbing towards where we gotta go. Turn these flight directors off as well because don't really need those. All right, a little bit of trim and we're gonna get climbing here. So throw the autopilot back on. Heading select. A little bit rough this autopilot. Gonna keep it climbing. Keep it doing that. How does it fly in the sim card to the CRJ? Really curious. I was really interested in getting the CRJ because of Flight Sim C5's videos explaining how everything. Keep a nav and select aux nav. Yeah, the problem is there's no actual. This needle should be swinging. This is an HSI, so this HSI should be changing a position. So even if I put it in aux nav, it doesn't seem like it actually knows where to go. So I go aux nav, we'll see where it goes, but this HSI should be changing on me right now. We're gonna set 300 on the airspeed there to accelerate a little bit. So it's definitely something I did. I just don't know what I did. So we'll go waypoint 1 to waypoint. No, we'll still go to waypoint 1. So clear that. Has that information. There's something with this. That INS mode select. Well, it seems like it's following some sort of a track. I just don't have I don't have my HSI that's giving me any information. That's set to nav up there, and then obviously in GPS it doesn't change, but basically it should be showing me a path with a range. So put that guy to off. This is why this is a 3-minute airplane with checklist though. The HSI is not connected to the aux nav. It is independent. Yeah, aux nav is autopilot, but the HSI should be showing me INS navigational guidance. So aux nav is like LNAV, telling the autopilot what I want out of that mode. However, I should get some sort of indication on this HSI instrument of what's going on here. So I'm gonna check some panels and see if I forgot anything. Go ahead and turn all these off. Should be on. Oh, galley power. Turn those back on. Is that what's going to do it? No. I was hoping for the best there. Now it's called spam all buttons. There's no avionics switch either that I know of. I'll look in this panel here. That's on. That's on. Nothing back there. Haven't flown 727 in a minute? Yeah. No, this plane's awesome. I'm obviously not doing things correctly, but this airplane is actually amazing. And it keeps you on your toes, that's for sure. That's all air conditioning. Alright, we're climbing up nice. Let's put this in IAS hold. So hopefully it'll start to, yep, there we go. It's starting to climb up at 300 knots or so. This shouldn't matter. That's just all comm frequency stuff. Oh wait, maybe it doesn't drive the FD. One of the two. Haven't flown 7. The HSI is not connected to the INS. I'm telling you. That honestly, I can't believe you on that. That sounds really dumb. I guess I have to believe you, but I swear I saw on V1 stream it's connected. That would be really stupid if that's not connected. Shaq is correct. It's not connected to the HDI. You get your drift data from the SIVA itself, HSI. It's most, in most it is, but 737 is not. Interesting. That is an interesting design what's it called? Decision. I should mention this is my first time using the INS in this one. The Concorde had it where it was connected, which seems like a smart idea. I'm gonna go back in the chat with the Discord and we can chat them up. Alright guys, I'm back from that little fiasco there.
Yo.
Yo.
What's going on, guys?
Nothing much.
That was a fun departure.
Yeah, my girlfriend left like the worst time ever, but...
Dude, I flew right through you.
Did you? I can't see anybody on here, so...
I couldn't get my rudder to work, and then I realized it was locked. Like, if you click on the pedal thing on the Phoenix, it locks the rudder.
Yeah.
It took me a while to figure that one out, but got it working.
Anyways, I'm gonna quickly go back there and I'll kind of hop in and out. On the vertical stream, we got Alex Barr. Welcome. Sorry, I missed all the vertical stuff. Clear the 34 left stable. Hey Siri, you are on 1500 altitude, so land. Hello. Are we flying Flight Sim Gaming? We are. Yeah, we are. Flight Sim Gaming is flying with us, and Simple Takeoff is also flying with us as well. Now, before we go sailing through 28,000 feet, let's go ahead and make sure we press our Alt Cell. And that's going to select us to hold and level off at 28,000 feet. Kind of like the Dash 8 in that sense. Well, what I can do in order to get some sort of HSI guidance is we're currently flying to YDC. And YDC is a frequency of 13.9. So why don't we go and plug that into our VOR here? 13.9. There we go. Now we have some sort of HSI information. And our flight plan had said it wants a course of 214. So let's go 214, and I'm going to put this into, we can either use our INS or we can use our nav loc. Let's use nav loc and see if it, I think it's going to capture right on. Okay, don't do that. Go back to Oxnav. I would have liked it if it captured the course I would like, but it doesn't seem to be doing that, so that's fine. We'll leave that going where it is. We have some sort of information, and we'll just kind of center this guy up. That's just correcting for wind drift as well. So we're on the about 009 radial and the 188 bearing towards the station currently. We've leveled off at 28,000, and they want us cruising at, let's go down here, Mach 0.8. Mach 0.8's quite up there. I think we're going to hit the red line, but we'll ask for 0.8 and see what happens there. Classic Jet Sim Pilot, I subscribe to your channel. I hope it's successful. I felt really bad when you did your first CSS video and the airplane wasn't quite right yet. I didn't actually see that one. Jamie said, I'm not exactly flying with you, but I'm also going to Portland. Just blasted at LAX. Oh, nice. In the MAX. Cool, cool, cool. We will see you there. Thank you guys for sticking around through that little fiasco there. And we're just about to pass over the station, and the INS should flip to from 0 to 1 to 1 to 2. And it should take a left-hand turn. So now it just flipped to 1 to 2. So we've got 24 miles to go and 2.7. The airplane is now turning left, and it should depart this VOR. I wonder if I can measure here. It doesn't look like I can. It should depart the VOR at a heading of roughly 186, which is pretty much doing it. It's doing an okay job of that. Alright, we're gonna go 122.8. Sorry if I missed some chats, guys. When are you going to fly the 319? I'm not much of an Airbus guy. They're kind of just too simple and boring. They're awesome, you know, in real life, sign me up. But I might get the FS Labs. That thing looks incredibly detailed with MELs and all that kind of stuff, so I'd love to dive into that. But yeah, I like to fly things that not a lot of people like to fly. You can go watch any streamer, they got an Airbus on there. Not to knock that, I just, you know, kind of saturated, in my opinion. Class Discipline says, if you ain't checking, you're slacking. See if I right up to the bar pull. Yeah, exactly. Sorry, if you ain't clacking, you're slacking. Yeah, that's true. Fair point. We actually got to 0.8 quite well. Let's reduce that back to 0.8 there. Let's start getting some stuff set up already for our arrival here. After Helen's, it should go from waypoint 3 to waypoint 2, which is Carter. Carter is not quite on the SID there, so what we should be doing is actually direct to the Seattle VOR 1168. 1168. And 161 on that course. There we go. So we're going to fly straight for a bit, and then we're going to intersect towards 186 or 161 inbound. So we're going to intercept at the 90 here. So why don't we go and do... Oh, you go back at 161. We're going to turn this guy over to there. Actually, we'll intercept at the, I don't know, 45 or so. A bit more into the... It's a bit more than 45. That's fine. Let's go inbound there. Go there and heading select. So we're going to get on that bearing inbound there. Don't have much longer to go, so we're going to also start getting them set up for this approach as well. They're using arrival 28 left, 28 right. So let's see, Seattle Center's online, Portland Center's on, ATIS is up. 14 UC28 right, jet aircraft expect the Mil-Viz approach. Oh great, this will get interesting, I've never done that one. So, Mil-Viz, let's take a look at this together here, guys. And you guys are going to watch this needle hopefully come inbound here soon as well. paper mill. A little island there. Before the island is the paper mill. Fly inbound, and then we can basically track the. We're gonna have the localizer up anyways. So weather ends 3,500 feet, 5-mile viz. No missed approach procedure. So we have the battleground. Alrighty. Alright. Well, what we can do is put in, I don't know if they're probably going to give us 2.8 right, so we're going to put in our, the 2.8 right here. ILS DME for 2.8 right is what I'm going to plan on. We're going to save this chart. That's already pinned. We'll close that out. Portland. And approach 2.8 right. We're going to just have the ILS as a backup. It's 111.3. So we'll go over here to our nav frequencies. We're going to put in 111.3. And in this guy, I'll put it right to the log anyways. That's fine. And I'll put 2.8 left on the other side just in case, or 2.8, yeah, 2.8 left as well, just in case on this guy in standby. It's 10.5. There we go. So we have 2.8 right, 2.8 left. We're navigating to Seattle VOR, and we're going to be intercepting the 161 inbound course. All looking good at that. Now, Carter wants about 12,000 feet, so I'm going to select 12,000 feet in our altitude pre-selector here. I'm also going to go ahead and put our auto brakes to medium. And let's see, from waypoint 2, no wait, from waypoint, let's clear that out. From waypoint 3 to 4, we'll keep that going on there. Get rid of that window for you. Sorry, I'm missing a lot of the chat here. Sorry about that. Let me go here. FS Labs is bad. Well, people say it's Latvia front. No, the FS Labs is not bad, my friend. What about flying the 737NG? Yep, 737 is a pretty basic airplane as well. A lot of people fly the 37. I have a couple 37 videos a long time ago. And I have the 37-500 as well that I've made a video on. Sir, the NG is pretty modern. Also has tons of exactly, yeah. Mike stream crash? Oh, that's not good. Please have a 200? We don't really have one in the sim. We have a 500 though. How's the flight so far? Pretty good. We had an interesting takeoff, as I wasn't aware that this didn't show INS information, and I also didn't know that, alright, I did know, but I forgot to switch my flight from ground to flight switch. I called that, I'm going to forget that one. Just as I was taking off, or just before my girlfriend was coming over, was leaving, so I had to go do that, and it was kind of a mess. The crazy thing, how me and CFI met, he flew my dad on flight, yeah, so that's true. So his dad took an aircraft, was flying, and wanted to FaceTime with us in the front, in the flight deck, so and the captain shameless plug my channel. It is fun aircraft to fly. Sure, it's an Airbus, but it's an old Airbus. Yeah, it looks pretty cool too. I might get into the Avro RJ. I love the Concorde if they ever make one for this, but don't think that's going to happen very soon. Alright guys, I'm in chat, or in the cruise, if you're able to talk.
Yup.
It's been an interesting show so far, but I'm having a fun time.
Yup.
Oh, there's a contact me. This is where we disconnect from the Zatson. I'm joking.
How you making out there, buddy?
That's pretty good. I didn't actually know that this thing doesn't show INS data on your HSI, which is quite an interesting choice. Most airplanes show that, but you're just kind of flying in the dark on the old INS. Hope it's going well.
Are you on the network or no?
Yeah, I just turned into Seattle Center now.
Yeah,
I
same.
think Owls is coming in now.
Uh-oh. It's going to be a nightmare.
Okay, let's start at descent.
Alright, there we go. Let's contact Seattle Center here.
West at 6, 15, maintain from Mach 0.8 until top descent. Maintain Mach 0.8 until top descent. West at 1550.
Seattle Center flight crash 586, flight level 280.
Flight craft 586, Seattle Center, hello, squawk 4710.
4710, flight craft 586.
Flight craft 586, just a firefighter, you direct to Helens right now, I'll show you a bit off course.
Negative, we're going to be intercepting the 161 bearing inbound to the Seattle VOR. We can go direct Helens if you'd like.
Yeah, that'll be great, clear direct Helens.
Okay, direct Helens, flight craft 586.
Present 2226, turn right 30 degrees again for spacing, sorry. Right 30 degrees for 2226. West at 1550 in the transition, maintain 300 knots.
Confirm until transition, maintain 300 knots for watch at 1550.
It's in the transition, maintain 300 knots.
In the transition, maintain 300 knots, watch at 1550.
Delta 1412, turn right heading 070 on the rollout. Field is at your 2 o'clock, 10 miles report in sight.
7 minutes from the cockpit if possible.
I love the RJ, it's the Lear 35 air. That's pretty cool. Yeah, it looks like cool. And says, question, how do you use the autopilot? Basically, you got autopilot on, alt select, heading select. We're in aux nav, so it's following the INS data. And then we're in vertical speed, so I can tell it to go up or down in vertical speed, or I can tell it pitch hold, or I can tell it I want to hold my speed into descent. And then you also have an ability to just add a turn in if you want to turn it.
Alright, who wanted to step out of the cockpit?
That's kind of the easiest way to explain that. Alright, so we should be direct Helens now, I believe.
Delta 1412, clear visual approach runway 16 right.
Clear for the visual 16 right, Delta 1412.
Actually, that should be direct Helens. I guess I can do 0, right? Oh, from 0 to 2. There we go. Now it should turn right. I imagine. Nope.
For Delta 1412, thank you.
Alaska 1167, contact Seattle approach 125.6, good day.
45-6, Alaska 1167, bye-bye.
I'm just going to direct to the VOR, and that's
Frontier flight 17.
basically to get us close enough.
125.6, good day.
I'd like to go direct, if possible, from my current position, if anyone knows how to do that.
Horizon 2352, maintain 250 knots or less in the transition.
250 on transition or less, 2352.
Oh, there's some altitude here.
Flightcraft 586, are you able to fly the crater to arrival?
Standby, most likely negative. We're INS only, so we're planning Helen 6 for the current time being.
Sounds good, you can expect that.
Thanks, Flightcraft 586.
Delta 17, contact Seattle approach 125.6, good day.
Order 125.6, good day, see you, Delta 17.
I go to fly PMG 737 on stream? Not really. I've owned the PMG and flown it for about 13 years. I'm kind of done with... I'm kind of 737'd out. I still like it. It's a good airplane. I just, you know, it's not my first choice all the time.
West of 1550, maintain best forward speed until Glacier.
Alright, thank you. I'll do some more research on it. Alright, 737 Fox, or Freighter, but I don't fly it because I don't understand it all. But yeah, it just takes time. This is my third flight ever, and I'm making tons of mistakes, but this is the fun stuff.
Expect vectors 28 right, visual, starship 282-830.
Horizon 2352, expect vectors for the visual, runway 28 right.
Any chance for the left side, 2352?
Sure, you can expect the visual 28 left.
I'll expect a visual for 28 left, 2352, thank you.
Flightcraft 586 descend via the Helen 6 arrival, landing west to Portland altimeter 3014.
3014 descend via the Helen 6, Flightcraft 586, thanks. So, 3014 can go on our standby altimeter.
Press 25-3, 603, see it?
We're about 100 miles away. Oh, didn't mean to do that. Yeah, so I should be able to do, I want from waypoint 0, which is me, to waypoint 2, which is Helen's. Let's try from waypoint 0 to waypoint 3. Alright, we should start descending basically now. And I can do a descent thing here, but I'm basically ready to start going down, so we're going to keep it going down towards 12,000 feet, which we already started anyways.
296.
This airplane keeps you friggin' going, I'm telling you guys.
270 knots for Canada, 296.
Canada 296, maintain 300 knots until crater.
Maintain 300 knots until crater.
Passing the VOR right now.
FedEx 540 in the transition, maintain 260
Direct Helen.
knots.
In the transition, maintain 260.
I'm going to try doing OxNav, and it should stay straight for the most part.
Good evening, Channel Center, Delta 3233.
Maybe a little correction, that's fine.
Supply for Solid.
Delta 3233, Seattle Center, clearance on front, standby, air number 1, expect PDC.
Do our landing all calculations as well. Let's do... there's the descent one. I thought there was a descent one somewhere. Target 12,000. Required 1,700 a minute. We're doing 2,000 a minute. We can do a little less than that. There we go. Alright. Everything's going kind of okay. I'm telling you, this airplane is fun to fly. If you know what you're doing, if you don't know what you're doing. It's a lot of fun to learn as well, if that makes sense. So, we're past that VOR. The next VOR we're going to need... actually, we can go ahead and set up the... That's the ILS freak. We'll keep that going. Then on the visual, what we can do... I don't really need another VOR, to be honest with you guys. The PMDG product that you want to see is the 747-1. Yeah, exactly. I would love that airplane. How much does it cost? The 47 probably will be about $80. Or they'll probably do, you know what they're going to do? They're going to make it 7.4 and then $74.74. So they'll probably do that. I'm going to try doing one thing, 0 to waypoint 2. I'm going to see where this thing goes. It shouldn't go too far to the left, I hope. Yeah, no, it's going too far. Zero 3, enter. Put it back on autopilot. And it's put it back on aux nav, back in its descent. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go down here and put waypoint 02. And 02 is waypoint 2 is north 4615, or enter west 122186, enter. Now I should be able to go waypoint 0 to 2, insert aux nav. There we go. Now we're direct Helens. Gotta write these down, man. Yeah, the 747 Classic will be awesome. An amazing airplane. We're 44 miles. We gotta lose, which will take us 6 minutes. We gotta lose 8,000 feet. We're doing 2,000 a minute. So it's gonna work out actually quite nicely. We can actually afford to do a little bit less. I'll do a very quick approach brief as fast as I can do, but we're sending via the Helen 6. Helen 6, we're direct Helens, which is really no restrictions. But the next one, crater at 12,000 feet for jets, maximum of 300 knots. So I'll just slow ourselves down just so we're under that for the time being. And then crossing Battleground Creek at 7,000. So why don't we go ahead and put in 1166. 1166 in there, and we'll have 7,000 feet for later that we have to tune up. 3014 has already been set in for us, which is all looking good. We're going to be doing the mill visual, what I've never done before, which will take us from the Battleground Creek roughly southeast bound towards the paper mill. We'll get that in sight. Actually, they might make us go over here as well. They recommend 3,000 feet, and then from this little, between the two buildings, right side of this island or on the east side of the island, we go basically direct to just over this island, and then we'll intercept the Loc for 28 right. That's kind of the plan. That's all the plan we have. There's no missed approach because it's not a IFR approach. This is a visual approach. Appreciate you guys all sticking with me here. Hunter, on the vertical, what are you using instead of VNAV? Because I have 7% up and I can't figure out autopilot. Just general in my head descent. Right, it's gonna take us 5 minutes to get to the waypoint. Waypoint 3. Oh, it doesn't change that information, but waypoint 3 would take probably an additional, a little bit more time. We got to cross waypoint 3 at 12,000 feet, and we're currently at 15.6. So 5 minutes, we're doing 1,000 a minute or so, and we got an extra 10 miles to burn. We'll be more than fine. We can actually afford to lose or drop that off a little bit there. You can also use this descent calculation for yourself as well. All the landing information has been inputted for us, so we're all good. It'll be a flap 30 landing. Set APR set speeds, and we're going to put charts actually up here. I don't know why I didn't put them up here, but I don't like that when you type in here, it also activates other controls you have bound, which is not cool. But if you're lacking an IFR skill, this airplane will be very difficult. And if you are also lacking in the IFR skill, I say fly this airplane because you'll get really good at it. Cool if it can put us on top of this, but I guess not. So we're direct Helens currently. We're expecting craters an additional 7 miles, and we're going to cross it at 12,000 feet with a max of 300 knots. So we're doing 1,000 feet per minute. We have basically 2,000 feet to lose, so we can even go a little bit less of a descent down there. How's it going this evening? It's going pretty well. The takeoff was quite interesting. I'm going to set up my next frequency here of Seattle approach, which is 125.6. Takeoff was interesting, especially when I forgot some stuff and my girlfriend was leaving my house, so I had to kind of walk around a little bit, and it got a little bit interesting. But after that, it's been going quite well. It's my first ever flight with the INS, and you're experimenting and seeing it with me. So if the airplane doesn't do what it's not doing, it's probably my fault. The CRJ pilot seems to be making quick work of the 727. I don't know about that. I have other experience in other old airplanes, so I'm kind of relating all that. The CRJ, obviously, real life experience helps, but... So there's the alert, the waypoint alert that we're getting close for 2 miles, so it should auto-switch from waypoint 2 to 3. And we should go to our next waypoint here. I'm going to get this descending a little bit more.
1,000 to go.
Check. 13 for 12,000 feet. I don't really have to rush it because we still have 7 miles anyways, actually, now that I think about it. One thing for the landing, guys, we got to manually deploy our spoiler. There's no arming the spoiler. We got to manually deploy the spoiler. Keep an eye on that, guys, as well. Got the rewind? Yeah, I had to pause mid-thing and everything because I had to go. So, what yoke are you using? I'm using a TCA Boeing yoke. Are you guys still with center frequency?
No, I'm on approach now.
Okay, center's
Yeah,
pretty
we're on flight
quiet.
approach.
I don't think he transferred me over, but we'll see here. And center flight craft 586. Would you like us on approach yet, or did I miss that call? Uh-oh, I've been on the wrong frequency. There we go. That's why. 35, it changed it when I typed in the coordinates. 35,450. That's why I don't like when I have to type in the keyboard.
Full code, that's 117.
There we go. Okay, there's 12,000 feet. I thought I pressed Alt-Arm, but I guess I didn't. You can stop.
Flightcraft 586, contact Portland approach for 18.1 today.
18-1, Flightcraft 586, thanks. That was amazing timing. I just got there. Let's put the autopilot back on. We're going to climb this guy up to back to 12,000. And 1181, he says. Fox nav 1181. Yeah, be very careful, guys, when you type in chat or type in the game, because it might change frequencies around like it did just on me, and I hate that. I hate that it didn't disconnect me for that. 181. 18-1, he says. Awesome. Approach Flightcraft 586, direct crater. Or Kapar. I should have said descending to the Helen 6, but...
Aircraft calling Portland approach, your call sign.
Yes, Flightcraft 586 on the descending to the Helen 6.
Flightcraft package 586, Portland approach, hello. You can expect the visual runway 28 right and the Portland altimeter 3014.
3014, we'll expect 28 right, Flightcraft 586, thanks. Alright, that's all been set. We got 7,000 feet, so once we cross crater, which we're about to, we're at a max of 300, which we're just under, indicated, and we're going to descend to pass the Battleground VOR.
Horizon 2352, the wind 3504.
So I'm going to go heading mode for the time being.
28 left, clear to land. Horizon 2352.
116.6, we'll go direct to that.
Again, Canada 296, descend and maintain 4,000.
Air Canada 296.
Air Canada 296, descend and maintain 4,000.
Descend 4,000, Air Canada 296.
November
So we just passed Crater,
Portland, safe parking.
and we're going to descend out of 7,000, start descending down to 7,000 feet
November
here.
830, you said GA rep?
And we're also going to start slowing down to 250.
Roger, taxi to parking via Alpha Whiskey.
Alpha Whiskey
7,000 feet, we're going to start descent, take off Alt Cell, start descent, should do, and Alt is armed. There we go. So we got to lose 5,000 feet or so. We got 22 miles that way, so we got a bunch of time. So I'm going to do about 1,500 a minute or so, nothing too crazy. And they're going to want parking shortly on us, so let me go ahead and see where they would park. West ramp, central ramp, south ramp. I'll ask for south ramp. Is Clyde's still alive? Uh-oh, that's not good. We're gonna have tower ready to go. Tower is 119.9. 19.9. It takes so long to scroll. And sorry if I'm not keeping up the comments. It's quite a busy plane.
230.
13.3, 13.3. That's all set up and ready to go for us. Turn left a little bit so we're more direct to direct to the VOR there. And then after that, we're turning left outbound 110.
233, runway 28 to the right, clear for takeoff.
There's 10,000 feet. We're 250 knots. We'll go ahead and throw all these guys on. Actually, I'll save two of them for the landing clearance. Turn the no smoking on, why not? This airplane is a very, very busy airplane. Sorry, I'm keeping the comments or not reading them here. Starting to get visual at the ground though, that's good. I like learning how you're having issues with the plane while still keeping things in the air and going where it's supposed to. Yeah, exactly. 18.1 is Portland, of course. Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, I know. So I was lucky, right? 5. I just tuned back in.
Air Canada 296.
Let's see where we're going here. We got 5 miles to go, and then we're turning left. Oop, I missed my turn there. The chat is a threat. I read it too much. Sweet, caught the stream. Got to finally try out RJ last night, man. Got to learn. Yeah, hey, man. Look, the RJ is a bit of a hard bird too. Not really as hard as this one, but it's harder than the other airlines for sure. How much of these tasks would you be doing?
40 to center maintain. Discard.
Okay, so now we're going to turn left to heading on 110. The FO would be doing all the pilot monitoring duties, so talking to ATC, setting up all the approach stuff, all that stuff is pilot monitoring duties.
Disregard.
Affirm.
Okay, we're going to set our course to 180 as well.
United 2646 turn right.
We're continuing our descent to 7,000 feet. We have Alt Select, so it's armed there. We're going to set this flight director to approach for the time being.
540 to center maintain 4,000.
Center maintain 4,000, FedEx 540.
1,000 to go.
FedEx 540, turn right heading 150.
Right turn 150, FedEx 540.
What's the wind?
United 2646.
North at 10. So it's bringing me this way, so I'm going to go a bit left to stay on course here. Actually, I'll stay like this for the time being so I can get on that radial. There we go. And then we're going to turn left to about...
Delta 3233.
We'll turn left to about a heading of 100.
1.1 for 7, Delta 3233.
Delta 3233, roger, come and maintain 15,000.
8 for 7,000 feet, should be leveling off at 7,000 feet.
Air Canada 296, wind 3604, runway 28 right, clear to land.
Clear to land 28 right, Air Canada 296.
United 2646, the field is at your 10 to 11 o'clock, 13 miles.
And guys, I'm using this chart as well.
United 2646, cleared visual approach runway 28 right.
Clear visual 28 right, United 2646.
I'm gonna start slowing down a little bit in case they need me to do something. Although you're not really supposed to slow down in the States till they tell you, so you know what, I'll stay fast.
FedEx 540, turn
We're slowly getting back on this track here.
Right turn 230, FedEx 540.
Actually, I did send RJ flight today, or decent flight, sorry, or to FNT, nice and short, just practice. Yeah, nice, man. The more you do, the better you get. Just like this plane as well. I need a lot of time, but I'm having fun, right?
Horizon 2253.
Level off at 7.
Taxi to parking via Echo Tango. Or correction, Echo Kilo.
We're going to go Echo to Tango to the ramp, 2352.
I'm expecting the descent lower to
2252, right.
3,000 feet. I'll select 3,000. We're going to hold 7,000 though.
FedEx 540, continue right hand turn heading 280.
Continue right turn 280, FedEx 540.
13,313.
FedEx 540, the field's going to be at your 2 o'clock, 18 miles reporting safe.
Okay, let's have the approach course ready to go for later, which is heading of 283.
Visual approach from 928 left.
Let's set that in now.
Visual approach 28 left, FedEx 540.
And Flightcraft 586, descend and maintain 6,000. And did you have a preferred runway you want to approach on?
Descend, maintain 6,000. We'd like 28 right. Flightcraft 586.
Flightcraft 586, RJ, you can expect the visual approach 28 right.
Okay, we'll expect the 28 right visual approach, sending down to 6 now. Flightcraft 586.
And Flightcraft 586, descend and maintain 4,000.
Descend, maintain 4,000. Flightcraft 586. Unarm, rearm that.
United 2646.
Let's make the localizer the current freak.
4.
There we go.
28 right, clear to land.
So this is a 28 right localizer.
Clear land following the traffic 28 right, United 2646.
Promise, guys, I'm not too useless, just a little bit. A lot of stuff on your own as well, this airplane.
Flightcraft 586, turn right heading 220.
Right turn 220, Flightcraft 586. Okay, we'll go heading mode. 220. Wish that was bigger so I can see 220 on there, but... Check.
Flightcraft 586, continue right hand turn heading 270.
Continue the right turn 270, Flightcraft 586.
Flightcraft 586 traffic is going to be at your 2 o'clock 5 miles, indicated 4,000 MD 11 going westbound, reporting site.
Go look for the traffic in the 2 o'clock Blue Street curve. Flightcraft 586, thanks.
Flightcraft 586. Flightcraft 586, the field's going to be at your 2 o'clock 14 miles, reporting safe.
And the field's in sight, Flightcraft 586.
Flightcraft 586, Roger, clear visual approach runway 28 right, and traffic is going to now be at your 1 turning 12 o'clock, indicated 3,600.
Okay, clear for the visual approach on runway 28 right, Flightcraft 586. Okay, we'll put that in the glide slope mode. We can start descending a little bit lower now. So we'll take alt cell off, we'll start down. I'll add a bit of spoiler so we can get down as well. I'll add our first notch of flap in there.
FedEx 540 at the wind 3604.
Oh, I shouldn't be overspeeding it. Oh, maybe I was.
Left to land, FedEx 540.
Delta 3233, Thunder turning offline, radar services terminated, frequency change approved.
There we go. And I'm actually gonna level off here.
Have a good night.
Have a good night, thanks.
Okay, you know what? I don't know what the alt hold button is, so We'll do it manually for the time being.
2646, welcome to Portland, exit left 24.
We're getting a massive freeze here on touchdown, so we're just going to disconnect and get out of your way.
We're just going to fly this manually.
United 2646, alright.
Runway's in sight though, right there.
Oh, we're back. All right. We'll
The glide slope's coming on in. Let's start slowing down a bit more here.
United 2646, roger, one able safe parking.
But there's a visual approach though, guys, so we don't technically need to be on the glide slope.
Craft
Echo 4, United
586, the wind 3604 and a 28 right, clear to land.
Last call, step down.
Flight craft 586, the wind 3604 and a 28 right, clear to land.
Could land 228 right, flight craft 586. Alright, glide slope capture, go gear down.
United 2646 are clear. 28 right, we're parking Echo 4.
United 2646, roger, taxi to parking via Alpha 5 Kilo.
Last second notch of flaps, second notch of flaps there.
United 26.
Get this page back. There we go. This is where I kind of want someone to flip that book for me, starting some trim in there. VR for 129. There we go. And the last notch of flaps. Alright guys, if you have the butter emojis or any emojis, feel free to use them at your leisure if you guys are channel members. We're going to go ahead and disengage the auto throttle. I can't get a review for you guys because I don't... Actually, wait a minute. Yes, I can. We'll start recording. Auto throttle's coming off. We've been cleared to land, so we'll go ahead and turn our landing lights on. The reason he didn't bring us over to a tower is there is no tower, so that is fine. This airplane hand flies amazingly. Once you change a bit of the sensitivity, it hand flies absolutely amazingly. Now it's a CRJ. Guys, I'm in my element. I'm gonna set 3,000 feet just for a miss, just in case they give us one. It's not on the chart because this chart, there is no missed approach on this chart. We have the glide slope, we have a localizer. The flight directors should be giving us information. Now it's like an airplane. Airspeed, line up and glide slope. I'm gonna turn the flight directors off.
Left one enable, FedEx 54.
Getting a little high, I can see that myself, so we're gonna reduce the thrust a little bit, nose down a little bit. Right, now we're recording. We weren't recording the whole time. We're getting back on the slope, so we're going to increase our thrust. Pappies are in sight, so we're going to be following the pappies. The glide slope is useless to us now. All outside. But we're still going to be checking our speed, as the speed is life. A little low, that's fine. A little bit of a stutter there. Yeah, disregard glide slope, we're visual. I am correcting a little low though. I don't know if I really trust these pappies.
40, 30, 20, 10.
A lot of lag. Spoiler deployed. Reverser. Auto brake. A lot of stuttering there. See if I can add brake to make this.
FedEx 540, welcome to Portland taxi, parking via Bravo Echo, cross runway 21 on Bravo.
Taxi to parking via Bravo Echo.
Get rid of the spoilers, get rid of the
Bravo, FedEx 54.
Get rid of the reverse. We're going to stop right here and we're going to see where he wants us. It's a cargo airplane, we can be rough with it.
Flightcraft 586, welcome to Portland, safe parking.
I would like the south ramp or just to follow the MD wherever he's going, the MD-11 there.
Flight 586, roger. Taxi to parking. Let's do Alpha Echo, cross runway 28 left at Echo.
Alpha Echo cross the 28 left at Echo, flightcraft 586, thank you very much. Alright, well, let's find 28 left first, that kind of gets me an idea. The 28 left's over there. Echo's over there, so we gotta go right turn here on Alpha, and that's why I always, it's a good idea to stop, because you don't know if they want you to turn here or turn there. So we're gonna get all nicely configured here. Stuttering and screen tearing. Yeah, I don't know why that happens. I really don't know why that happens. Auto brake disarm. We can turn that. Yeah, that's fine on disarm. The spoilers have been retracted. The reverse thrust has been obviously taken off. We'll go flaps all the way to the up position. I didn't have time to even go to the external mode. I've been in that flight deck working hard that entire flight. This airplane will give you headaches. And that's what I like from a flight simulator. I want headaches. Right? Airbus doesn't give you headaches. This airplane will give you a headache, and I love it.
And attention all aircraft on frequency. Portland approach is now closed. You can monitor Unicom.
Okay, if he's going closed, I'm just going to disconnect from VATSIM, and I'll show you guys that arrival. Let's go ahead and put our flaps back to full. And I'm going to use the built-in Flight Simulator 2024. I hope. Instant replay. Well, it didn't get any of that. So, this is what we're going to do. I'm going to give you guys a replay. However, it's not going to be the landing we had because the built-in one didn't work at all. So, and I pressed the record button. I swear I pressed the record button. I pressed record. Does it only do like a second of recording or something? Or when I press record, it starts? Oh, wait, load replay? Nope, don't got any of those. All right, this is what we're going to do, guys. We're off VATSIM. PDX, and we're gonna do another landing, and I'll try to record it again for you. There we go. We're gonna get a lot of honks, a lot of honking going on. I'm gonna turn that off. I'm gonna undo that. The gear is still down. I actually don't know what that one is. The flaps are set to full. There we go. All right, just had to take time to configure a little bit there. Do another landing for you guys. Hopefully it's as good as the first one. I'm going to press record, and I'm going to assume it's starting to record, even though last time I pressed that button and it didn't do anything. So we'll just do some landings until we figure out this thing. We'll figure it out together here. Let me get it all nice and... There we go, autopilot's on. Like something's fighting me here. Get it all nice and trimmed out. Back on the Pappies. I don't really know if I trust these Pappies. The Pappies in real life bring you to the Pappies. Let me get this. I was fixing my stream here. So the Pappies in this one don't look like they actually guide you to the Pappies. They guide because or maybe they do. I'm more focusing on the 1,000 footers, I guess. Yeah, maybe they do. Yep. Visual.
50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Man, this airplane flies so well. Alright, so let's see if that replay worked. Nope, it went right back to that. So, let's try this again. It's gonna honk. Okay. We're gonna press record. Turn off the autopilot. Hope you guys are liking all these landings. Okay, it says recording. Think about the pilots that operated a ton of legs a day. Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, you do start to get fall in a rhythm, and with SOPs and 2 more guys, I'm sure it's a lot better. But 100%. 100% would be more tiring in this thing. I'll go back on Discord, the guys. Oh, did Lonnie leave there?
Yeah, he left.
Okay. I'd like to say bye. Oh well. This is Simple Takeoff, by the way, guys, if you guys hear him in the video.
Appreciate you guys.
He was also streaming. Go check his channel, give him a like and subscribe as well. I'm just trying to get this built-in recording thing to work properly.
Do you use the flight recorder?
No, I was using Sky Dolly, but it broke. It always broke my stream. So now I'm using the built-in one, but I'm gonna go download Flight Recorder after this.
Flight recorder has never failed me in 2024 or 2020. Seems to be the most stable one.
Okay, spoilers deployed. Reverse. Lock that nose on down. I'll do manual braking because the auto brakes aren't armed.
Just show chat my landing rate. So 0.98 G's and 141. I'll take it.
Nice.
It's always a slammer in 319 for me, so I'm happy to finally get it.
So now I'm gonna press this, and I'm gonna press. There we go. Okay, I got it all. Sweet. Sweet, sweet, sweet. Get rid of this. Press play. Awesome, we're getting somewhere. Showcase. I miss chase plane like so much.
What's chase plane again? I always hear people talking about it.
It's that views thing you can use, where you can get cool looking views and stuff. And it also follows the airplane. It's just very nice to use.
You get it from flightsim.to or?
No, it's a paidware, so it's from Parallel 42. You could probably get it on Contrail or something like that.
Pleasure.
I don't know why the sim just.
Did it crash again?
No, it just did a slow-mo for some reason when the airplane was coming to land. That was strange. Play. There we go. This airplane lands amazing though. It's awesome to fly.
Was that your first full flight in it on stream?
It's my first ever full flight on stream with an so on stream, yes, and with an INS. So it was my first ever with an INS in this plane. So it was a bit of an interesting experience.
So you were entering lat longs for all the coordinates? I mean, all the waypoints?
I did it at the ground, but then I did VORs all the way here. That's why I picked this route.
Oh, okay.
So,
I thought I heard you say on the radio you're going to intercept some bearing or something. I'm like, why? And then I realized the INS only.
Yeah, because I was intercepting direct Helens at a 161 bearing. And so I was going to do that. But he's like, you can just go direct. So I just went direct Helens. Don't know why this is in slow motion. But it is.
So the autopilot intercepts the radials, right?
I was doing it manually with heading mode. I think it does if you know how to use it properly. Maybe not. But I was all doing it in heading mode. I don't know why this is in slow motion, but anyways, we'll give you a couple more views.
I'm gonna mute myself to do the replay and all that.
Sure.
See ya.
Wait. I'll mute as well. You guys got those butter emojis you can use now. Thanks, Slicing Gaming. Thank you very much. Thanks for flying as well. Sorry I didn't get to talk too much. I was busy. If you go back and watch this stream, man, I was busy with this thing. If you could replay the landings in real life, you could try buttering every time. Yeah, exactly, right? I don't think I have any wing views or anything set up, but I can give you a... Okay. Yeah, this recorder, the built-in one's a little stuttery, but that's okay. Hope you guys are enjoying the stream, and I hope you guys attempt to fly this airplane at least once. It flies beautifully. It's really well modeled. If you like the older planes, you'd love this. I probably wouldn't start with this plane. It wouldn't be awful, but I would probably go into something a bit you're not used to, like an MD-82 or a DC-6, because actually DC-6 would be perfect if you get the PMDG DC-6 before this, because the DC-6 is kind of the same avionics minus the INS, but it goes a lot slower, so you can intake all the information a lot quicker. And once you get good at VORs and all that kind of stuff, and then you'll get I think you'll enjoy this a lot more. But if you go right into this, it'll be a learning process, which is why I like flight sim. I like learning things in flight sim rather than just autopilot everywhere, and that's why I absolutely love this airplane. It looks amazing, it flies amazing, the liveries are awesome, nice and classic. Sounds need a little bit of work, but yeah, really cool airplane. And maybe the textures need a little bit of work as well. I love it. Absolutely love it. You're going to see it next time I stream will probably be this airplane. And also, if you guys are going to FS EXPO, I will be there as well. So if you guys are going to FS EXPO, be sure to stop by and say hello. If you got the chance to, please take a look at my question above, the visual approach for airliners. Stand by. Can you explain the proper way to do the visual in an airliner? I've done it in GA in real life, but usually from a pattern or a known airport. Yeah, we did a visual right there. I don't know why this is going slow motion. Let's there we go. I don't know why it's going slow motion, but yeah, we did a visual approach right there. So when they kill you for a visual approach, you can use any means necessary to get yourself basically on the runway. So the first method is visually, because you should be visual at the runway and never lose visual at the runway and the traffic in front of you as well. We always, in real world, we always back up a visual approach with some sort of aid. So an ILS, a VOR, an NAB, an RNAV, something. So I would always back it up with something. So in this case, when they cleared me for the visual, I just intercepted the local glide slope, and that's perfectly fine to do. But you can also fly it completely visually. So if you're on a visual approach, there's absolutely no MDA you got to follow. There's no minimums because you're on a visual approach. You're not doing a traffic pattern, but instead of them clearing you the ILS approach, which has a missed approach procedure and certain restrictions on altitudes, and also certain restrictions on how far they can place an airplane in front of you and how the spacing required, they will put you on a visual so they can space people a lot closer together, and you can be a lot lower than the ILS chart, a lot higher, whatever they need you to do. When they also give visual approach, they also pass blame to you. So if you accept a visual approach as the captain, and you almost get into a collision with another airplane, now it is your fault, as you said visual. Now the blame is on you. If you stay on an ILS approach on the IFR procedure, now they have to maintain traffic separation. That's the ATC's job, if that makes sense. So once they say cleared for the visual, you can go down to intercept the glide slope, or do it, fly it visually, or intercept the RNAV, whatever you want to do, but you're visual to that runway. You should maintain visual to that runway, and you're free to visually approach to that runway, straight in usually though, if that makes sense. Main struggle is vertical path. Yeah, I'd back that up. Back it up with a glide slope. If you can't see the pappies, if you can see the pappies, just follow the pappies. A little trick though is, let me stop this. Stop that for now. A little trick. Let me get a Navigraph out here for you guys. I'll make it a little bigger. This is my trick. It's not my trick, but it's a trick you can use. Let's pull up the ILS chart. Let's take a look at this real quick. So, what you're going to notice, not all the time, but most ILSs are 3-degree slopes. Right here, 3 degrees. So, if you go 3 degrees, and you have to ask yourself, how many feet am I losing per nautical mile? Every mile I fly, how much feet am I losing? And the answer to that is 300 feet. Every mile you fly on a 3-degree glide slope is 300 feet. So the next question is, if you're on a visual approach and you have no aids at all for yourself that you can use, but let's say you have a distance, you'll need a distance for the most part, is when should I start my descent? Well, oh, wait. There's your airplane, sorry. Well, what you can do is, let's say you're at 3,000 feet and you're holding 3,000 feet and you're flying towards the runway here. Well, 3,000 feet, you need to lose all of that to get to the runway. You need to lose 3,000 feet to get to the runway on preferably a 3-degree path. So 300 feet per mile, starting from 3,000 feet, you're going to start that descent at 10 miles away. So if you do 300 plus 300 plus 300 plus 300 plus 300 all the way to 10, do 300 times 10, and you get to 3,000 feet. So for our example, you're at 3,000 feet, you're visual at the runway, you're going to start your descent at 10 miles away from 3,000 above ground, not above sea level, above ground level. The next question on that is, how much do I descend? How fast do I go down? So what I would do, if it's a 3-degree slope, is take the ground speed will be the most accurate. But if you don't have access to ground speed, you could take your indicator, it'll be kind of close enough. But take your ground speed, you're going to cut that ground speed in half. Let's say you're grounding 140 knots. Let's write it out here. Actually, let's write all of this. 3-degree slope is 3, hopefully you can see this. Let me make it a different color. 3-degree slope is 300 feet per mile, not minute. I don't think you can really see that. Maybe I can make a thicker line. We'll clear all that. 3 degrees is 300 feet FT per mile. The formula to figure out your vertical speed, how fast you should be descending, is ground speed. If you don't have it, you can use your indicator. It won't be as close, but it'll be close enough. Divide by 2, and then you're going to add a 0. So what we're going to do, you guys want to pause, take a picture of that as best you can. My writing's terrible, but that's all you got. We're going to delete all that. So what we're going to do is, let's say we're grounding 140 knots. By the end of the once you get good at this, you can do this all in your head. You don't even have to do you can just kind of feel it out. 140 knots divide by 2 is 70. You're going to add that 0 to the end of this number, so 700 feet per minute will maintain a 3-degree glide slope. So in this case, in my example, you're starting from 3,000 feet, maybe not in the mountains, but 3,000 feet at 10 nautical miles. You're going to start your descent at 700 feet per minute, and that should roughly get you close enough and pretty on path in order to even use the PAPIs. That's kind of what you want to transition to, is using the PAPIs after. Now, let's take a look at this chart. Let's delete all this garbage off of here. I said delete this garbage off of here, and X. Okay, that's not what I wanted. Bring that back here. This chart, the airport elevation is 20 feet. So basically, if you're at 3,000 feet on your altimeter, on your above sea level, you're 2,980 feet above ground. Pretty close to, close enough numbers. We're in the ballpark. So let's take a look at this. They want you at toe lock at 2,000 feet above ground, and then that's where they have you start this descent, right? Inbound. You can start from back here. You can start at 37 and do a nice constant all the way down, but we'll keep this simple. So from toe lock, you are roughly, well, it says right here, you're 7.7 miles DME to the ILS runway. So if you use the math, let me start writing here, at roughly here at 3,000 feet, we'll call it close enough, 10 miles. You've lost 500 feet. How much distance have you covered in 500 feet? Well, on a 3-degree glide slope, what we calculated 700 a minute for our 140 knots ground speed, you've lost 500 feet. It's 300 feet a mile. So you've lost 500 feet and it's 300 feet a mile. So you've lost 1 mile and about a half. So you should roughly be 10 miles. 1 mile minus that is 9. Minus about half or 3/4, roughly about 8.2, 8 something or so miles. And that'll put you at, 8.5 miles should put you at 2,500 feet. Now let's lose another 500 feet. So now we're at 2,000 feet. So now we've started at 3,000. Let's say in our example, we've lost 1,000 feet. How much, this will be a trivia question for you guys. If we've lost 1,000 feet, how far have we traveled on our 3-degree glide slope? See if anybody can answer the trivia question there. We've lost 1,000 feet on a 3-degree glide slope. How far have we traveled? You can use your fingers. It's 300 feet per mile. And we've lost 1,000 feet. We got 3 miles has surge. Well, I'll go with that. 3 miles is pretty correct. Maybe 3 and a bit. Close enough, though. You've lost 300 feet, 300 feet. Now it's 600 feet. Another 300 feet. That's 3 miles. We're at 900 feet lost. So probably about 3 point whatever. And then you're at 1,000 feet lost. So we've traveled, look at this. Pretty close. 3 miles, right? See how that works? And this is from 29. So that works out quite well. 300 feet lost, 26. 300 feet lost, 23. 300 feet lost, 2,000, right? And from here, you're just going to carry on. 300 feet, 300, oh, I keep drawing. 300 feet, 300 feet, 300 feet, 300 feet, all the way down. So that's what I do. I was thinking about around 4. Yeah, it's 3 point, 2, 3 point something. So that's the easiest way that I like to calculate this in my brain. So let's do another example. I'm starting this from 2,000 feet, let's say in our example, and I didn't have a glide slope. As 2,000 feet, here's some rough numbers for you. 10 miles, 3,000, 5 miles, 1,500, and 3 miles, 900 feet. Okay, so if I'm starting this from 2,000 feet and I know in my head, well, if 10 miles is 3,000 feet start and 5 miles is 1,500 feet, because that's just half of 3, and I'm at 2,000, I should try to aim wherever I am currently, how far I am, I should try to aim for 1,500 feet above ground at 5 miles and then continue my descent path onwards. If you guys can't do the math for your feet per minute, that's all right here in this chart for you. Look, you're doing 140 ground speed, 750 on the feet per minute. So it's pretty close to my little rule of thumb number I came up with you guys. All right, we're gonna end the stream there. I'll do a couple more replays and we'll end the stream. I hope you guys appreciated that and liked seeing the 727 on stream. We're only going to get better as we go. I appreciate Simple Takeoff with flying with us. I appreciate Lonnie with flying with us and staying up late. And we're going to do another replay, and I'll see you guys in the next stream. Peace out.